All right, so I guess we're live.
Yay.
So, hey everybody, and welcome to the show. This is a Screen Ride. This is our first ever live broadcast that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing
Publicly.
this, yeah, publicly. Yeah, we do it for Patreon every episode. Um, but we're going to be doing this the last Tuesday of every month at 5:30, somewhere around there. And I know what you're thinking, Justin. Today is not the last Tuesday of November, but that's because we're all going to observe Thanksgiving. We're going to take a week off. And hopefully, come back renewed and start on December's stuff, which we have the December theme. All of our movies that we're going to review in December are going to be Christmas movies. So um, I absolutely hate feel good Christmas movies. So we're not going to be doing any of those, thankfully. But we will talk about
Yeah.
the movies that we're going to be reviewing a little bit later. But for now, gentlemen, what I would like to talk about is some of the movies that we did for November. And if you guys can remember, the theme that we picked for November was sports scouting movies. And so we did
Yeah.
Trouble with the Curve, and we did Hustle, that new Netflix Adam Sandler movie. So basically, we are going to say, compare the two, I guess you could say. Does anybody have anything that they want to start off with? Jump the gun on?
Well, I definitely want to say that the two movies are completely different. Like you've got one that is somewhat around baseball, I guess. Uh, Not really. It's kind of like almost like a family uh, rekindling almost. And then you've got one that's actually a scouting movie that the guy goes out and tries to get this one guy and doesn't really have in it. It's more of a, I don't know. It's just it's a totally different movie, I think.
It's a good analysis of it for sure. It's like if you put Moneyball in the
Yeah.
middle, you've got Hustle on the right, and then you've got maybe the Trouble with Curves a little bit more like a little bit more in the Moneyball realm, but it's more about the story versus the actual team and the spreadsheets.
Hmm. Yeah.
Trouble with the Curve is more of a classic movie.
I don't know. We're having a lot of technical difficulties here.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
and-
somebody's
man.
internet is going in and out, and I think it's mine, and that's not cool. But of course,
Because you're the host.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so John's try to get through without eager gurking.
Without
will try.
becoming
I'll try
a
my hardest.
transformer.
I was saying Trouble with the Curve is more of a classic Clint Eastwood deep film,
Yeah.
whereas Hustle is a more modern. It's made for a younger audience.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked Hustle. I liked it more than Trouble with the Curve. Um, I think probably mainly because of the filmmaking style. But yeah, you're right, John. It's a 2022 movie versus a 2012 movie. Movie styles change over that decade, and storytelling evolves, and editing styles change, and all that stuff. So it makes it a little bit more interesting to me. But yeah, go ahead, Ron.
Oh yeah, and something I said during those reviews, I was saying I had a lot of strange blurring on mine, which I thought were transitions, and I went through to go verify that, and I watched it on my iPad instead of I have like a 85 plus inch TV, and I think those effects are something to do with the compression on YouTube or something because I don't see it at all. So,
Oh, really? Because when I was
if I was
editing,
confusing you guys, with the effects, it's subtle, but it's not on the big TV. It's like a lot easier to see. It's hard for me to get a photo of it to show you because it's a big TV and you've got the Netflix overlay. But yeah, I probably sounded like a crazy person. So basically, it was my computer or my eyes or something.
You're crazy, Rowan. You're crazy.
yeah, because when I was editing it, I was like, "Hey, Rowan, can you send me something? Because I'm not seeing what you're seeing." I was trying to find an example of when you were talking about how you had like the the blur at the top and the bottom of the screen. What I did see was there was a lot of depth of field work done, in
Mm.
this movie. So it was like maybe he's thinking it was like a lens thing that was going on. It was the depth of field from in the foreground and the background and all that. So yeah, I couldn't find an example of what you're looking for. So you have to show Kyle and I when we come up to visit you next week.
Sure. Did you see the camera moving all the time though when you were doing the find, or did you see it moving more than originally? Because when I was going back to try to find that, I was like, man, this camera moves all the time at all, like in all scenes. It seems to be bobbing all over the place.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially when we were talking about the camera, the camera work in the movie. Yeah, it's we were talking about like we were trying to find places of where there was still. I couldn't find a single one. Like I found one clip, and that is when the daughter and Adam Sandler were talking about. She has the idea to use social media to bump up Bo's street cred. Because that's what the kids say nowadays, right? Street cred. So
Something like that, yeah.
yeah.
Something I really did like about Hustle 2 that I didn't mention in our original review. I really liked that Hustle used a lot of actual basketball players, actual NBA players. You take a movie like Major League, none of the major roles are actual baseball players. They might have played little league, maybe some college, but I mean they're not actual professional players like these guys were. And I think the use of them and even in both action and speaking roles was really good for the film.
Yeah. That's pretty risky though, right? Because a lot of athletes aren't actors, so they tend to come off as extremely wooden. Not that this movie did, but it's pretty risky to have non-actors take up like a large percent of your movie. You usually end up with something pretty cheesy. I'm trying to think if the old Space Jams were or Space Jam. I don't recall that being too bad. But Kazam is awful. You gotta.
What are you talking about?
You gotta watch out for using sports figures as actors. But yeah, they killed it with this.
So Art Price here on YouTube actually commented, says The Black Phone is the best baseball movie. I don't remember The Black Phone.
Well, I haven't seen The Black Phone.
I haven't either, but John has.
I have seen The Black Phone.
Does it have a lot?
Does
of
somebody hit
baseball in it?
somebody with a baseball bat or something? Is that Art's joke?
Your arm is
Remember.
mint.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, there's some baseball references there.
Okay. Because I'm like,
it's been a few months since I've seen it, and you caught me off guard with that one, Art.
oh.
But yeah, no, the Black Phone, I recommend it. I like it.
If
Yeah,
you're
well,
baseball.
that might have to be some of our maybe a serial killer theory or a series or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could. There's a bunch of serial killer movies out there.
There's definitely a lot of serial killer.
Oh yeah, that's a big
movies
thing
out there.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's popular right now too. So maybe we'll have serial killer January. I don't know.
No, and what does that? I mean, what does that say? I mean, I don't want to get philosophical, but what does that say about our society right now?
Everybody
You know,
loves the crime
where-
movies. Or
I'm
killer
telling you, man,
movies.
it's like because everybody's always like for years, it's always been the novels, right? The James Patterson novels, the Nelson DeMille novels, the crime novels, and now it's not even just movies about serial killers; it's the actual serial killer documentaries that are taking over Netflix.
Yeah. It's like we're putting them up on a pedestal.
Yeah, just true crime in general. There's a whole channel, I Investigative Discovery.
Oh yeah,
Um,
ID, yeah.
Yeah, and all the podcasts out there that talk
Yeah.
about crime and
Oh yeah,
Right,
it's
and
hard to
even-
compete
even
in that realm.
Jeopardy.
yeah.
Did you guys see that Jeopardy got some flack the other day for a question on Jeopardy?
No,
No.
what was the question?
The question was oh gosh, it was something to do with that Landry guy who killed the his girlfriend who was the YouTuber or the influencer or
Oh.
whatnot.
Really?
And
like a
he ended
recent?
up it was like a recent thing.
Whoa.
And the answer was like alligators. It was something weird. It's like Brian Landry ended his life, or his last days were spent in this wooded area that's normally
Oh, that's a little
home to this long-toothed animal. it's like something like that. It was like
What is Florida?
why?
Like
Why would this?
Florida's messed up.
Yeah, I don't understand it, and I'm a
Wow.
big Jeopardy fan, but I am very glad they're getting flack over that question.
It sounds like
Yeah,
they tried to
that's-
shoehorn that question into a category, not knowing what the category was. I don't know. Maybe it was famous serial killers or something.
Oh man.
If only I had this thing in front of me.
Yeah, or maybe it was
called the Google.
Yeah,
potpourri.
Yeah, I don't know.
hodgepodge.
Yeah, hodgepodge. Well, so I think we basically decided that Trouble with the Curve. We went with. We were kind of split on that, if I remember right. I think
Yeah.
like 2 of us recommended it, and 2 of us did not recommend it. But then the Hustle, we were unanimous, right?
Not Hustle and Flow.
Yeah,
Yes,
not Hustle and Flow.
You almost did it. You almost
almost-
said Hustle. You said I watched you. You
So
almost said Hustle
for
and Flow.
just to bring everybody up to speed, so what we do is when we record one of these shows, a lot of the stuff that you don't see, we obviously cut out, but we still leave it for the Patreons. So if you want to become a Patreon, cool. Go to patreon.com/Screen Riot. That'd be awesome.
Links are in the description.
Yes, they're all down here. So when we go through, we basically, I mean, we're on what for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours sometimes. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of content to go through, and we cut out a lot of stuff. But when we were recording Hustle, Justin kept saying Hustle and Flow instead of Hustle, and I'm like, wait, what is this?
Yeah.
What-
But worse than
Did we
that,
watch
if he
the wrong
said
movie?
Hustle- yeah. if he said Hustle correctly, he would stop himself and say, "I almost said Hustle and Flow."
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
yeah.
I got the category, and
gosh.
they did not have to pigeonhole themselves into this question. The category was, what just happened? My internet's screwing up now.
Don't worry, it's just a live show, John.
It's just a
I
live
know
show.
it's just yeah.
We'll edit it in
um,
post.
It's under a category where the answers begin with A.
Oh my!
Oh no,
God.
that is definitely shoehorning. Shoehorning?
Shoehorning? Oh,
Oh,
dear.
See, this is
Whoa.
why we cut things out for YouTube.
Yeah.
That's
but the
definitely hustle and
question-
flowing.
Yeah, the question is, in 2021, fugitive Brian Landry ended his days in Florida's Mahacahatchikiti Creek area, home to these long, toothy critters.
Well,
And you
I don't
call
wanna-
yourself a Florida native. You can't even pronounce these towns.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
Macahatchee.
I didn't want to interrupt
Got
you,
it.
John, but was that just a bottle of vodka you just downed, Rowan?
Oh no, it's just water.
Oh,
It's like a mixture of water and
It's
What
got
is
a
it?
pH of 7.6. I mean, this is
It
tap
almost-
water that I use over and over again.
it looks
Every
like a really
time-
watered down.
Every time
hand
John
sanitizer.
mispronounces something in his southern dialect,
Oh, we
Rowan
should-
has to.
we
I
should
like
do
to drink,
a,
but not that much.
a drinking game.
Yeah.
Screenwrite drinking game. Anytime
be
I
fun.
say whores. So
Yeah, they could have used that same question and just removed the first part and say this long tooth thing
Exactly.
is from the Naka
Exactly.
whatever area.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
understand what they did.
So
Crazy.
anyway, if you missed either our Trouble with the Curve or our Hustle review, both links are in the description. Make sure you go check those out. Let us know what you think. Also, if you are watching this on the live stream with us, go ahead and shoot us some movie ideas to get us some movies you'd like us to see reviewed and all that. We definitely take suggestions and all. They have to fit in our, like I said, our theme for the month. And like I said, December, we're just going to do, it's just simple, easy Christmas movies. So I know there's a bunch of Christmas movies coming out. So let us know ones that you would like to see reviewed. So with that, guys, I want to talk a little bit about some movie news, some stuff that's going on in the news that's related to movies. I basically said the same thing in 2 different
Movie
ways.
news and news related to movies. Here we
Yeah,
go.
exactly. So one of the things that I'm actually kind of excited about, and I shouldn't be, but I'm kind of excited about it, is there is an Indiana Jones series that is in the works over at Disney Plus. And for those that know me, I'm a massive Indiana Jones fan. Not so much the last movie, but they are working on Indiana Jones 5. And basically, that's going to be the last movie, as far as we know.
With Harrison
because
Ford.
Harrison Ford has
yeah.
come out and he has said that he's done. He's no more carrying the whip and the hat for Indiana Jones. This is the last
Boo.
one that he's going to be doing. I mean, the dude's like almost 90.
I know
or
he's
whatever.
getting
He's
old.
Like, yeah, he's getting up there. He can't.
No, wait, he's almost 90.
No, that was
mid-80s?
being facetious. He's not that old. He's in his upper 70s, I believe. But
Yeah.
so I am kind of interested in this, only because I'm kind of interested in the direction that they go with it.
Mm-hmm.
They've basically Disney has been hearing story pitches.
There goes John again. Hey,
Oh,
and he's back.
there went
All right.
John.
Hey. I took a break.
Take a quick break.
Now I'm back.
Just flip
His
on the
twin
camera.
brother is showing up for a shift.
But no, basically, Disney has already begun hearing pitches for the series. They've been meeting with tons of writers and everything, but they have not, according to IMDb, they have not signed a writer. They haven't attached a writer to the project yet. So that basically kind of tells me that they haven't decided on a storyline yet. I don't know if Spielberg or Lucas are involved in any way. That information is not out there as of this recording. There is one interesting thing though. We all saw Temple of Doom, right? The second Indiana Jones. Everybody remembers Short Round.
Yes.
The Asian kid, his little sidekick that they introduced that had mixed reviews, mixed reactions to the fan base of Indiana Jones. Well, basically, there's a rumor that he might be the starring role in this series. So 30 years later, this guy, his name is Ki Hugh Kwan. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. But he played Short Round 30 years ago in Temple of Doom. He was recently in a movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's getting like rave reviews at the festivals, and I think it's out in theaters. I have to look. I haven't seen it yet. So there's a lot of rumors that he's going to be the main guy. Like basically, he takes over Indy's role. So I guess my question to you, fellas, is what do you think about basically the idea of Short Round? Indy handing the whip and the hat over to Short Round as a main vehicle.
Yeah, I hope if they do go that route, I hope that Harrison Ford does make some sort of appearance of like handing
in a
over the
wheelchair?
torch.
Oh.
Hey, I fell down a tomb and I broke my hip. I hope that I do hope that he actually makes some sort of appearance, because it would be, I don't know, it'd just be weird because we've already had like Young Indy. Wasn't there already a series before that tried to do a spinoff on two? John's got two up. I guess two Indiana Jones spinoffs, and what was it, Young Indy and what else?
Yeah, back in '92, there was the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles
Yeah.
that starred Sean Patrick Flannery
Okay.
as young Indiana Jones, and then in which I actually watched that series back in the day. It was on for 2 seasons.
Which little fact about that show, which I always kind of like to say, is that show featured the first computer generated animation used for TV and film. Was
Really?
that TV show? It was
It's a live acted show or like a cartoon based show?
It was live.
It's live action. Yeah.
Live action.
There's a scene where there's like stained glass and I wish I would have had this pulled up. But there's a scene where there's like stained glass and it like breaks and it turns into like a skeleton that they have to fight. And that was like the first use of computer generated animation in a TV or film. So just kind of interesting. All right, sorry, John, you can continue.
That's okay. And then so those are 92, 93. And I remember actually watching those with me and my grandpa. And then in 2002, there was another reprisal called The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. That lasted 3 seasons. And I believe that also, let me double check real quick. I think it was Sean Patrick Flannery again.
I know that, I mean, I am
Yeah.
kind of glad that Disney is taking care of this or taking over this series, mainly because a lot of the Disney productions have been pretty good. I mean, they own.
I've been impressed.
I mean, all of their Star Wars stuff has been pretty good. I mean, the Mandalorian series was epic. You know, the where was the all? I mean, all the Star
The
Wars
Book of
stuff.
Yeah,
Boba Fett was
Mandalorian.
a
Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, that was. I mean, those are all really good.
Well,
So
I've liked their Marvel series too. Some of the ones that I've seen, like Loki, I really enjoyed that.
Loki was cool. Yeah,
I enjoyed what was the other one?
it's the
With
WandaVision.
WandaVision. I like WandaVision.
But were those on Disney? Were those Disney Plus produced,
Yeah, I
or were
thought.
they like Marvel produced, and then that's when Disney took over
Well,
Marvel? And
well, Disney owns Marvel, so
I know, but I didn't know if it was before the merger or not.
No, I believe it was after the merger
Okay,
because that was something like it's opening on Disney Plus.
okay, maybe it was that was like one of their first TV series or something like that,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
episode type content. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, with the Indiana Jones thing, and I'm pretty sure this is actually going to be a pretty decent series. I am interested in what direction they're going to go, because I highly doubt they're going to bring Nazis into it. I don't think that we're going to see any swastikas in in a Disney produced series, but I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, they own. You have to think about Disney now owns so many media companies. They're making their own stuff. So horror films are now Disney
Disney
IPs.
films.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, whenever Disney had content like that, they would just do it under the MGM moniker.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Now that they're all kind of just combined, they're going to have to do it under Disney. Maybe not a Disney Plus release, for something that's heavy. Maybe it'll be a theatrical release and then put it on some other premium paid version of Disney Plus that only adults can have access to.
Oh yeah, Disney Plus Plus. I heard
Yep.
about that. Yep.
Disney
I'm
Disney
kidding.
Triple X now.
Justin, did you hear
Wrong
about
category.
the Indiana Jones movie, the Spanish movie
No, what are you talking about?
called Indiana Jones and the Sanctuary of the Black Order?
No.
Released back in it was a Spanish movie about a group of American archaeologists are taken prisoner, and Indiana Jones must travel to the Nazi Vatican to discover the
Vatican?
last and
Well,
darkest plan of the Third Reich.
Well, it is famous that the Vatican helped the Nazis smuggle gold and paintings and stuff.
To South America.
Well, yeah.
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 I heard a lot of like rumors that they're. So you said the Fourth Reich, right, John?
Third Reich.
It was the Third Reich. Okay.
Third
I
Reich,
thought
yeah.
they were going to generate like the Fourth Reich down in South America or something.
No, that's what Iron
I thought that
Sky
was
is
a,
all
I thought
about.
that was a
Was that
John
Iron
joke we just
Sky?
had.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was on the moon or something. That was stupid.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of excited about it. I'll check it out when it comes out. I'll see
Yeah,
what it's
I
about, see
probably
if I
will
like
too.
it or not.
Yeah,
Check it
same.
out. So
Do you guys consider there's 4 current indie movies, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Do you all like the latest one that came out after the first 3?
No.
With
not
all
really.
the aliens and the crystal. I think it's the
I,
crystal.
Yeah,
know,
it's a
I only
Crystal Skull, yeah.
saw a little bit of it. It just had that kind of polarizing actor in it.
Shia LaBeouf.
Like I said, polarizing actor. I liked him as in Even Stevens. He was pretty awesome. But
Actually-
do you all consider that like part of the? I just assume this movie is going to be like any of these. You have these old trilogies, and then it's like they throw another movie on 20 years later, and it sucks. So
I have
I have no reason to believe it's not going to feel like that.
My biggest problem with the fourth one, it's not even really the interdimensional beings or the skulls or whatnot. They squandered John Hurt. They made John Hurt not talk in 90% of the film.
Yeah.
I mean, you have this amazing actor, and you're going to give more screen time to Shia LaBeouf. Almost said LaJouche like Justin.
well, you give more screen time to Shia LaBeouf swinging around with monkeys.
Yeah, just
Yeah, no. To answer your question, Rowan, yeah, it is canon because it exists. So it's in the universe. Unfortunately, it's not my favorite. Um, I actually kind of like Temple of Doom. A lot of people don't like the second one, but I think I like the darkness of it with the whole kid stuff in there. That's kind of crazy when you think about this is
It
a
is.
Indiana Jones movie that's dealing with these dark themes.
Yeah.
So I kind of like all that stuff.
I
The third
actually like
one,
The Last Crusade. That's one of my favorites.
I really like the third one.
the third one is too comedic for me. Like
I
that one
love it,
doesn't
though.
feel like it's in the right universe, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
can see why
trying-
people like it. It is a crowd pleaser. Yeah.
Well, and I think part of it was the part of the reason because I'm with you. I'm of the I like the Temple of Doom, but it is the weakest of the original three in my opinion, and I think it all boils down to the what do you call it? The object,
The
I forget the
amulet.
film term now.
Oh,
Um,
MacGuffin.
The
the
MacGuffin, yeah,
MacGuffin?
it all goes down to the MacGuffin. You know, you had the Ark in the first one, and the third one you had the Holy Grail. Everybody knows about those two items.
Yeah.
You had to explain to your audience what these rocks were,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, true.
they really didn't resonate with people. Same
True.
thing with these crystal skulls. I had no idea about these crystal skulls that are actually based on a real thing
Mhm.
until the movie came out. So they had to explain it all. And when you have to do that, when you have to explain it, when you have to spoon feed your audience, it's kind of hard to watch. It's kind of hard to enjoy.
I was trying to think, is there any of these classic style movies where the remakes are like are good? Because Bill and Ted comes to mind. They remade that. Jurassic Park comes to mind. They remade that.
But they all get bad though.
And they all remake them, and they're all kind of terrible. The Karate Kid did a pretty cool way to do it. They made a TV series, which felt like an
Yeah.
indie series. I don't remember who did it. I want to say that it originally came out on YouTube TV, like back when it was called YouTube Red or whatever. I thought that was pretty good, but I don't even have too many examples of this formula producing a good film. Now it may make
I
a lot
got
of
one.
money. It may make a lot of money, but producing a good film I want to watch.
I got one. Trimmers.
No.
Well, that was just.
I
I don't.
enjoy all
Did they
of
ever?
Trimmers.
I don't
I
think they
enjoyed
ever
all the
stopped
Trimmers.
it. Well, then that's not true.
I enjoy all the Trimmers films that have Bert in them.
Yeah.
Without Bert, the movie's nothing.
Some of those Tremors are not good. But I don't think they ever stopped making Tremors, right? It wasn't like there was like 3 classic Tremor films, and then they 20 years
Oh,
later.
there's
they made
several Trimmers.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of them.
There wasn't. I think only like. Do people even consider Tremors 2 like a good movie? Like
No.
there was Tremors 1, which was good.
I
and
hardly
then
remember it.
I feel like they just continually
never-
made Tremors forever.
I've
Yeah,
never
Like in
watched
50
them.
years, there'll just be another Tremors, and
Probably.
a ton of those movies
The
were direct.
latest one is 2020. Tremors Shrieker Island.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
see?
yeah. That's in another. That's from another. I've heard of Shrieker Island, but was it direct to T? It's not in a movie theater, right? It's like direct to.
Oh yeah, it was totally direct to
this
TV.
is all like direct to TV crap.
But
I'm
it
talking
has
about dropping $100 million on a remake, a franchise remake. There's got to
but
be.
it's got
good.
Michael Gross, so it's got Bert. It's got the original Bert in it. So I mean, I haven't seen it, but I will definitely watch it now. that I
All
know
I'm
it's in
saying
existence.
is Worm Month. Look out,
Worm.
Worm.
Worm Month.
Oh, Worm.
Worm Month.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, is
I
there
got you.
Earthworm Jim movie? I don't know.
As long as we
Well,
don't do
speaking
like
of,
Spider Month, October or something. That's
Well,
fine.
speaking of Harrison
my
Ford, this
gosh.
might be the last one. I guess he's got a new movie coming out called 1923.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, it just popped up on IMDb. It's got a first look, like I watched the teaser thing. It's like 30
Okay.
seconds long, but yeah, it's pretty interesting looking.
War
It's
movie
about,
or just something else?
Is it a series?
It's a Paramount Plus. So I think it's about the Duttons.
It looks like it might be a series.
Actually, no, wait. Is this the prequel? Oh my gosh, this might be like a. Okay, this is like series type 2 in the lineage of like Yellowstone, the new Yellowstone series.
Oh yeah,
So
that's right. Yeah,
Harrison
yeah.
Ford
I've heard of
is
this
in
now. Yeah.
The Duttons, or 1923, which is the Duttons face a new set of challenges in the 20th century. Blah blah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a spin-off of Yellowstone.
Yeah. Which I think the first one was like not 1917, but like, or not 1883.
1883, that's it. Yeah.
And then this is 1923. So wow, this is that's interesting. And Harrison Ford is going to make a huge role in that.
Okay. Well,
So interesting.
So I got something else that I wanted to briefly talk about here. Did anybody see that Spielberg movie from 2012 called The Terminal? It,
Mhm.
it
Oh, yeah.
starred Tom Hanks, where he was living inside an airport and all that.
Yeah.
A lot of
Really
people
good
don't.
movie.
Yeah, it's okay. It does not get very good. It bombed in the theaters. It did not get good critical reviews and all that stuff, but it's an okay movie. A lot of people don't realize it was actually based off of a real person who is actually doing that. And actually, so the big news is that person actually just passed away the other day. He was from Iran, and his name was Mihan Karimi Nassari. He was 78, I believe, is what it was. But there he is. He was
Okay.
living in the Paris airport called the Charles de Gaulle airport. He lived there for 18 years.
He lived there for 18 years.
Lived there for 18 years.
I don't remember the movie
Wow.
taking place over 18 years.
It didn't.
Yeah, the movie was like what, a week or two?
No, it's like 6 months. Maybe. Do you
It's
remember what the
like a
movie is?
Was it
year,
long?
I think.
Yeah.
It goes through
Okay.
like
It's a
really
long
quick.
time, but it's not like he doesn't age 20 years in the movie.
No,
Holy cow.
no,
That would be insane to. I'm actually that wouldn't work in today's world. I don't think so. They would be like, no, you're just going to go to jail and you're just going to get a 3 meals and a cot somewhere else. You're not going to stay at the airport.
Well, it's all political. Like they couldn't arrest him because of something.
Okay.
That's why he was
There's, like,
stuck in the airport, and
This country didn't exist when he landed.
right, yeah. So he couldn't be deported back. All kinds of weird circumstances that happened, which the movie does deal with. It's just it's been so long since I've seen it, I can't recall the details.
All I
exactly.
remember is Tom Hanks's character took he figured out that if you return the carts, you get a quarter. And so then he took took all the quarters and went to the Burger King and got food.
Yeah.
It's like, what can I get with this? It's like 75 cents. All right, here's a small fry. And then he comes in with just a crap ton of quarters, and then now it's like, 5 Whoppers and 5 fries and 2 drinks. He just keeps expanding.
I think nowadays they would definitely, if that happened in real life again, I think they would be a little more. Our government would be a little more apt to put them up in a hotel
somewhere else
and pay for the food and
Yeah,
all that stuff, or some kind of facility to where it's not a jail,
right,
but it's a comfortable place to stay until everything gets all worked out.
Because at that point you'd be kind of like a refugee.
I mean, really, they could have put him on a military base.
Yeah,
and just had him confined to an area of the base.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would probably take the airport over that.
Really?
Not the military.
I'd have to compare the
now if the airport had a hotel.
I mean, they got a Sbarro.
Oh, there you go.
Because there's probably a Sbarro in the airport. the New York's finest pizza.
Yeah.
Well, and technically the airport or the military base has an airport. So
usually, yeah.
Waka waka. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, because we got so much stuff we want to cover here. Has anyone seen the Black Panther movie?
Yes,
I have.
Yeah. I'm not a big superhero movie watcher or anything. So I have actually not seen it. But apparently, is it out on theaters yet? The new one?
Wakanda Forever, yes.
Yeah, Wakanda Forever is.
Yeah, I believe it opened this weekend.
Okay.
Very, very recently, but it is out.
Okay. Well, they are predicting that it is going to make buku bucks on its opening weekend. Basically $365 million because they're doing a worldwide opening, which is very rarely done. Because typically they will release a movie in like the eastern part of the world, so like China, Japan, stuff like that
Hmm.
first, like a month or two, and then they'll release it over here in America. So they're doing it all worldwide all at once. So they're expecting to have a massive opening here. So, are the Black Panther movies any good? I've heard all good reviews, basically.
There's only one before this one.
Yeah, there was
Right,
only
that's
one.
right.
Yeah, Black Panther. Yeah,
In the
that's-
MCU, there might be one before that, but there's only one in the MCU.
I thought they were okay. I mean, I
It
thought
was fine.
this one was
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, I
I
mean, it was.
yeah.
It kind of tied in with the other like Avengers movies, and so it. I don't know if it was actually a one that kind of. It wasn't a movie that was like made on its own. It was kind of like a side piece in a way. It's like, hey, Wakanda, it was in trouble with some other group of aliens or something like that, and then the Avengers came and tried to help. And wasn't that the same movie,
Yeah.
or was that something else, or am I thinking that like
Well, so
during-
I want to say, man, it's been a minute since I've watched Endgame, but I feel like Endgame like takes
Maybe
place in
Endgame.
Wakanda. The
Yeah.
main scene like takes place on Wakanda, so maybe you're
maybe
mixing
that's
it
what
up
I was
with
thinking?
that.
No, maybe that's what I was thinking about.
I think
So
so.
I would say the Black Panther film was, if I would say, it's in the better half of the Marvel films that I've seen, but it's not particularly my favorite by any means. And I won't watch Black Panther 2 because I'm kind of just done with Marvel movies. After Endgame, I said I'm done. This is just for another demographic. I watch
Yeah.
too many of these things. I'm just uninterested in them anymore. Like I'm simply uninterested in Marvel movies now.
It's called Endgame.
But I
for
really
a
enjoyed
reason.
I really enjoyed the first like 3 blocks of Marvel films.
Wow.
Well, they have
but-
a whole new like phase 4, 5, 6,
Yeah, this fourth
89.
this fourth block, just I'm done. Like my brain, I'm just done. I just don't care anymore.
It says here that
so-
on their wiki, their estimated budget was around 250 million. So if they're thinking that they're going to make 365 million or over that in a weekend, bro, I mean, talk about a money maker.
Well, the numbers
Yeah.
are in.
Oh, really?
It's already grossed 342 million.
So they almost nailed it on the mark then.
golly, man.
Yep, 181 million domestic.
Wow, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Did they also do a
that's
streaming
nuts.
release, or was this
yeah,
just theaters?
Endgame takes place in New York, by the way, not Wakanda.
Right.
I thought it took place all over the place, but
Oh, that's right, because that new facility, the new Avengers facility or whatever, it came crashing down, and they had to dig themselves out, and that's kind of where it ended.
I did see an interview from Kevin Feige, who's a famous director for anybody who doesn't know who he is. I guess he's going to be attached to the next phase of Marvel movies. He basically said the next phase is going to be, and again, I haven't seen Endgame, so I'm just talking out my ass here. But he basically said it's going to be how all of the remaining characters deal with the loss of their friends and the other characters from Endgame.
okay.
So take that as what you will.
I'm in it for the superpowers. That's it. Like my favorite one is the Captain America versus Iron Man. Which one? Marvel Civil War or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Because it's like a sandbox where everyone just uses their special moves. It's awesome.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. So got one more thing that I wanted to talk about. John, I know you are a huge Rocky fan, right?
maybe I'll fight Apollo, maybe I won't. Yes, but yes, I am a very, very big Rocky fan.
Yeah. Well, so apparently Sylvester Stallone has come out and he says that the studio wants another Rocky movie. Specifically, they want him to reprise his role as Rocky Balboa.
Hopefully as a trainer, not
Don't
as a
know.
fighter.
But not as a fighter.
Not
Because
sure.
Yeah.
We don't know.
he is in his 70s. For
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, he's
Like well in
looking
his
up
70s.
there.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
he's got a new show coming out called Tulsa King, and in that one, he looks like. I mean, he still looks good, but he's getting up there. I couldn't see him in a ring fighting.
No, I mean he was very old in the Rocky. It's just called Rocky, right? That movie.
Balboa.
Yeah.
How about Balboa?
Yeah, which I liked, but he's
Sure.
pretty
Yeah.
old in that movie. Like in his late 60s in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you know
mean, he
what?
looks great for someone in their late 60s, to be honest with you. But
That just brought up something. You remember how we were talking about how Bo Cruz,
Mhm.
his nickname was
From
Boa.
Hustle.
So were they kind of playing with? He was like the next Rocky running up the stairs. He was Boa. Rocky Balboa.
It might have been a
Mighta,
nod to the movies.
little stretch there, maybe.
a
Maybe.
long stretch.
Yeah, I do
Like
know
within-
that
Stretch
we
Armstrong.
did two sports scouting movies. Both of them had a character named Bo
Yes, that was
that I
wild.
didn't realize until
we-
a couple days ago.
Yeah, we didn't realize that, and we're like, "Wait, what?
Yeah,
how do we do that?"
There was somebody who commented on one of the one of the reviews that both of them had Bo in the thing. I was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
that's
They were
interesting.
they were pissed off that every like main actor in sports movie was called Bo or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And we're like, wait a minute, I didn't realize that.
So
That was the real theme of the month.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was Bo month.
Bo.
character's named Bo. Yeah. No, but what is really interesting about this this article that I read here was that so Sylvester Stallone doesn't own the rights to the character Rocky Balboa. So when he first created the character, he basically said he was young. He just wanted to get the movie made, so he didn't know what he was signing. He signed the rights off to the studio, and now the studio owns he has basically said that he will not do it unless the studio gives him back the rights to the character.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Which
go
I think
for
he
it.
should. I mean, it's a character that it's a household name. Everybody knows Rocky.
I
Even
think
if you haven't
he's
seen the
got
movies.
enough clout to do that. I think he's got enough, of a
Yeah.
platform to take the rights.
I would say give him the rights and then continue. The Creed series is doing very well. They're coming out with a Creed 3. I watched the trailer the other day. It looks amazing.
Oh, he is so pissed at that too.
Is he?
Yeah, he's pissed because they're using the rights to the stuff to make this new series. Like he's you can go look at his Twitter. There's just pages of him lambasting the Creed series and the two
So he
producers.
doesn't own
and
the
all.
right. So he doesn't own any of the rights to Rocky, then, not just the character. Huh.
Yeah, as far as I can tell from what I read about it, he owns nothing. So he doesn't get any residuals, no nothing to it. Yeah.
Oh man, that would definitely tick me off too.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, but he signed him away. It's unfortunately, that's the business.
Yeah.
I'd be questioning the lawyer, like, or if he had a lawyer, look at the paperwork or something.
Well,
to
and
figure
I
out
mean,
what he
it's,
was signing
what,
away.
76 was the first film,
I think so.
something like
Ooh,
that.
he is also
So-
76 years old.
Oh,
Wow.
Amazing.
So, yeah, it was 76. So I mean, it's kind of back then. I mean, he was new, right? I don't think he was in much before that.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't know. I can look through his
Yeah.
his movies here.
I don't think
1970
yeah.
or 1969. The Square Root was his first appearance in something. So it wasn't too far along. I mean, he was in Death Race 2075.
Sylvester Stallone in a math movie. Awesome.
So he
That's
he
right,
was
he was in that,
he was in
wasn't he?
Death Race
Oh, yeah.
2000. So that was I think one of his biggest roles before Rocky.
yeah, I think Death Race was his first movie, his first role, and then he created Rocky. He created it on the set. Remember, we talked about this in the review. He wrote
We
the
did.
movie Rocky while on the set for Death Race.
Death Race 2000. Yeah.
Yeah. So
right.
I've got basically his response to this here. So he basically says that no, it's never going to happen. It was a deal that was done unbeknownst to me by people that I thought were close to me, and they basically gave away whatever rights I would have had. At the time, I was so excited to be working, and I didn't understand that this whole thing was a business. We knew Rocky would go on. Who knew Rocky would go on for another 45 years? I've never used one line of dialogue from anyone else, and the irony is that I don't own any of it. The people who have done literally nothing control everything.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So almost like he was kind of like a blindsided in a way.
Yeah.
Like
But that
Exactly
happens a
what it sounds
lot, right? Yeah, because he was pretty young, I assume. And then
yeah.
Mhm.
There's a documentary called Broke about how a lot of basketball players go broke, or maybe it's just sports in general. And a lot of it has to do with like the people they surround themselves with that
A
manage
really
the
good
money.
HBO
Often,
show too
Yeah.
called Ballers.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
so
Ballers.
Ballers
oftentimes it's just about
It's
mismanagement
underlying.
of funds. And,
Yeah, its underlying format is all about the players mismanaging their funds. They get all these multi-million-dollar contracts and they just blow it in a year, buying all these cars and houses and all that kind of crap
yeah.
Yeah,
instead of investing.
it's probably what I would do. I would think. Well, so there's it's a segue. That's what we call in the business a segue.
Hey,
Sigua.
Yeah, segue. So there's a movie coming out, fellas, that I like. I like this series. That answers your question right there, Rowan. You asked about a series that has good movies in it. How about this one? How about John Wick Chapter 4? What do you think about the John Wick series? Now, again,
Love
it doesn't quite
They're
answer your
good.
question.
Yeah, this John Wick series is good. I didn't need to see the third one though. I
Parabellum.
watched it, and also it's not 20 years later.
That's what I was
John
about to
Wick
say.
4.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we should maybe take a quick look at the trailer to kind of see. It just
Sure.
dropped a couple of days
Yeah.
ago, so
I haven't even heard of it. No.
Yeah.
Win or lose, it's a way out.
I don't sit at the table.
Your family does.
Please pray for me.
I know Kung Fu.
Man has to look his best when it's time to get married. Or buried.
I'm going to need a gun.
God. Sometimes his deliveries.
yeah. Yeah.
So anyway,
I don't know. I don't understand why in that trailer they picked two scenes where he's always just, all right, this is how it's gonna be. I need.
What's the I know
this."
Kung Fu thing, right? Like,
yeah,
it's like
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
I was like, Keanu Reeves.
Didn't Matthew
he
Perry
can
get
act.
Yeah. Didn't Matthew Perry get in a little bit of hot water recently?
don't know.
He was either promoting a new book or he was on 2020 or something, and he sat down and he was an addict, and he basically said he put down Keanu Reeves almost accidentally. He was like, I was a serious actor, unlike Keanu Reeves, who back in the 90s, he was very much known for, I know Kung Fu and not being this like A-list tier actor. But yeah, it's also he's evolved and has a ton of new fans now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch that. I'll watch the new John Wick, but I thought the first two were good. Third one, I was like, okay, I don't particularly need another one of these things, but
It has become very formulaic. Every
Yeah.
movie is kind of the same now, but it's kind of a guilty pleasure, I guess. It's just kind of I like seeing Keanu Reeves back as an action star.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
I
the
liked
gunplay is
him-
great in the movies.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it's just kind of creative with some of the stuff they do, and I guess they have to keep one-upping themselves every movie to. Well, like I showed the clip of what's the basketball player
Boban.
Boban showed the clip in the review of Hustle of him and Boban fighting in the library, which I
Yeah,
totally
I
forgot about.
I totally forgot that he was in that movie too.
Yeah. So
I mean, I've got one complaint about the series, and one suggestion.
He's watching,
my-
so
What's that?
he's
Movie
watching.
critics
So
are watching, yeah.
My they should be. My suggestion is more Ian McShane.
Oh yes,
More Ian McShane in any movie is going to make the movie better.
he is a he's getting up there, and we need to utilize Ian McShane as much as we can. I think.
Yes,
I agree. Totally agree. My complaint is they built up, and I think what was it, the second one that Ruby Rose was in, where she played the deaf assassin.
Oh yeah, it was
They-
what's her name?
I thought
they-
that was the
Ru-
third one.
Ruby
Or was it the
Rose.
second one?
They
Ruby
built her up. They built this character. It's like, oh, she's gonna be a badass. Oh, she is gonna be awesome. And she just has a 2-minute
yeah.
fight scene, and she dies.
Yeah,
I'm
the
like,
second-
you really
Yeah.
disappointed me.
She
like
was in John Wick Chapter 2
Yeah.
as Ares. Yeah, I remember that scene. And yes, they built her up like crazy, and then all of a sudden
They
they're just like,
did.
all right, bing bang boom, all right, done, you're done.
And I
You're
mean, I
out.
saw her in
You're like a
I saw her
henchman.
in Orange Is the New Black, and I really liked her there. And I saw her in the first season of Batgirl before she left the series. And I'm like, okay, she's a really good show long because she plays a character, which is like, yeah, that's cool. I've never heard of a dead assassin. It's got kind of an original thing.
Yeah.
I mean, she'd be badass, right? And she's
Right.
not. She just gets hit like 4 times and dies. It's like King Koopa in one of Mario Brothers. You hit him 3 times and he's done.
Well, that's an old reference I haven't heard in a while. The Mario Brothers.
Come to me for old references.
Well, I'm coming to you with Christmas movies, John, because we're going to be watching some Christmas movies coming up for December, and we have our resident Santa on our staff.
Thanks, possible.
Yeah.
Every day. I like to live Santa life.
Santa, oh my God. Is that what the kids are saying now?
You live all year for this month.
I do.
Some people have the Salt Life stickers on the back of the
Santa
car.
Life.
You get the
Yeah.
Santa
But-
Life.
Well, remember me and I don't
like
know
to
if
be Santa.
Rowan's heard this story, but I'm gonna share it. The Kyle and I were somewhere. I forget where we were, but we were watching these trick or treaters. We were in a wine bar,
Oh yeah.
and we were watching these trick or treaters in the
yeah.
this downtown area,
Mhm.
and and my beard was fuller and longer. It was a Santa beard. And this little kid, I'll never forget it. He looks over his shoulder and he sees me, and his eyes just get bigger and bigger, big. And he's tugging on his mom's pants leg, and she turns around and he just points at me. So I'm waving. It was great.
It's Santa Claus on vacation. Don't go up to him because he's a little drunk.
Yeah, I was about to say it.
Don't worry, he won't drink and drive. It's his reindeer has autopilot.
Santa's on PT.
Santa's on his wine break. Yeah. So
Yeah,
one of the
that was a funny
first,
time.
yeah, I had a blast when we went and did that. That was one of my favorite times. But the first movie that we're going to be reviewing for the month of December is we're going to be taking a look at a sequel, the holiday classic, A Christmas Story. Everybody's probably seen it 100 times. They play it 100 times a day, it seems, during around Christmas time. But there's a sequel coming out with probably the worst title of a movie one of the worst titles of a movie I've ever heard. A Christmas Story Christmas. So I thought maybe we should take a quick look at the trailer real quick, just to kind of get an idea of what it is going to be like.
I'm gonna make this a wonderful Christmas. That would make your father so happy.
I promise.
What had I done? And now it was all up to me?
I suggest you start drinking and don't stop till New Year's.
Good advice.
Who wants to go see Santa?
This is amazing. Incredible.
We will meet you right here when you're done.
Don't let him kick
Yeah,
you in the
this is.
face.
I hope this is going to be good.
No,
That's good.
when it's just us decorating, it kind of feels like child labor.
Honey, it's not labor if we don't pay you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Sure. Yeah, that is not child labor. So that came out on November 17th on HBO Max. It has Peter Billingsley. He basically is 30 years older now, and he comes home and he plays Ralphie. So he's like the same character. So it is a continuation of the original, from what I can
Just
remember.
a long time later.
Yeah. Well, from what I've read, it's the old man has passed, and Ralphie comes back home to give his kids a family Christmas like he remembers when he was Christmas Story Christmas.
Is there any punctuation in that, or is it just a Christmas story? Christmas?
No,
think it's
there's
just a
literally no
Christmas Story
punctuation.
Christmas.
It's a Christmas Story Christmas.
Christmas Story Christmas. Yep. All no commas or
That's terrible.
It is-
dashes or
It is a terrible.
colons or nothing.
But it's not as terrible as some trivia that I have for you guys here. So A Christmas Story that was released in
Mhm.
1983. That wasn't actually the first Christmas Story movie. There was actually 2 more that happened before 1983. So there was one in 1976 that happened. It was called Phantom of the Open Hearth.
Okay.
Yep. And
What?
it basically was the same story as A Christmas Story. It just never took off. It was like a made-for-TV movie back in the 70s. But then,
Good old Hallmark.
yeah, then they decided to remake it in 1982, and this is the full title of this movie, another made-for-TV movie. It was called The Great American 4th of July and Other Disasters.
Okay.
And it was
So hence the title, A Christmas Story. Christmas.
yeah. It starred Matt Dillon when he was like really young and like one of his first acting roles as Ralphie.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh. Yeah.
So-
Did it have anything to do with Christmas?
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
but it was written by the same guy, if I'm not mistaken, like the same creator of all these. He just tried to make it more about like American life during the 4th of July, if I'm not mistaken. So
Well, I actually read up on this a little bit because I'm very excited about the movie,
John went green.
and all your inputs are belong to.
Move around a lot. Move around a lot.
Let's do that again.
Yeah. You got to wipe it off. Wipe them on.
There we go.
There you go. There
yeah,
you go.
remember we
That's good effects, man. That's a Joe James Cameron. Check this out. Look what we got. What you been doing for the last 10
yeah,
years?
Avatar 2 has nothing on our budget.
Right, but A Christmas Story, and I believe those other 2 movies as well, and another movie that was made after A Christmas Story, are actually based on a collection of short stories
Mhm.
by Gene Shepard that were eventually collected and put into one book that you can buy where any book is sold.
Yeah, and do you know where he posted those short stories? How they came about?
Nudie magazines.
Playboy magazine. Yep, because they had
Yeah.
that whole joke. I read Playboy for the articles. That was a real thing. People did because people posted short
Yeah.
stories in there, and then they became, big movies and big ideas and stuff like that.
It's kind of funny. I think I said last show that my wife and I are watching Murder She Wrote, the whole series, all 12 seasons of Murder She Wrote.
Exhilarating.
And one of the episodes we watched the other night was Angela Lansbury's character Jessica Fletcher. She's fighting with a magazine. It's like a hustler type magazine to publish her stuff because she doesn't own the rights to her first film. Look,
Okay.
full circle. See what I did there?
Yeah,
Full circle.
I see. Yeah, you brought it all around. So the other movie that we're going to be reviewing, and this is the one that I am super excited about. I can't tell you how excited I am for this movie. I've actually heard of it before.
Lots of strong family values in this one or something.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly why. I've actually heard of this movie before, but I've never seen it. So I'm excited that we're going to be taking a look at this for our Christmas theme movies for December. This is called The Ginger Dead Man, and it stars what's his name?
Nick Nolte.
No,
Gary
no,
Busey.
not Nick Nolte.
No,
Gary Busey. Yeah,
Which one? Gary
yeah.
Busey. Yeah.
Gary Busey. Yeah, the other Nick
gosh.
Nolte. So yeah, let's take a quick look at the Ginger Dead Man trailer because I think if you like bad horror movies, this might be right up your alley.
In a quiet bakery, one woman is about to confront her past. An unforgivable act of violence.
It also says here that after
like
they
some
fried him in
students
a
film this.
chair, they
Yeah.
cremated him and sent his ashes to his mother in Coonsboro. Something else was just
Ew. Who sends their ashes?
Must be that gingerbread seasoning.
So it looks like a Child's Play ripoff. Where the serial killer soul
yeah.
gets
What is that? Fucking
Kind of, yeah.
I think I know what. I mean, who it is.
No.
It's me you're after!
The audio is
yeah.
trash.
Come and get me!
A new kind of cookie.
Oh.
Hold on, you got to hear the tagline or hear the.
Well, it sure ain't the Pillsbury fucking dope boy.
That's got to be the best line in the movie, I imagine.
That's it. Again, James Cameron. This is what we're talking. This is next level
Oh my
effects.
god. So that one's gonna be a doozy for sure.
Yeah, what year is that
2005
film?
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Yeah,
really?
2005.
Okay.
It has the tagline.
89.
Yeah,
or something.
listen to this tagline. The tagline is "Evil never tasted so good."
Yes.
All right.
Busey is the Ginger Dead Man.
Yeah.
I love
So
it.
here's a synopsis basically for the Ginger Dead Man. An evil yet adorable gingerbread man comes to life with the soul of a convicted killer. This real life cookie monster wreaks havoc on the girl who sent the killer to the electric chair. So yeah, it sounds kind of like a Child's Play kind of ripoff kind of movie where the serial killer's soul gets trapped in the doll's body and all that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like it looks like it's going to be a fun movie. Might have to have some.
I'll definitely have a bottle of bourbon next to me, and maybe make some gingerbread cookies.
It's not a bad idea.
Man cookies.
I like that.
It'll be pretty good with some bourbon.
Some Ginger Dead cookies.
So I'm assuming nobody else has seen Ginger Dead Man, right?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I haven't stayed up that late on one of those trash movie channels that just play nothing but crap movies.
I mean, this looks like something
that's like
that
on
you would.
Pluto or something.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty familiar with bad movies, and I had never really heard of this movie. So.
This sounds like one of those movies that like Joe Bob Briggs, does. He has that new show or his reboot show that's on Shudder, which is actually fantastic. I love watching the old terrible movies that he shows here. But so we got one more movie that we're going to be reviewing for the month of December. Again, it's going to be a short month because we're going to take a week off to observe the Christmas break, the winter break. But the last movie, I'm actually kind of also looking forward to this, just because it's kind of different. So this is a movie that stars Mel Gibson. It came out in 2020, I believe. And the tagline for this is called "'Tis the Season to Get Even." It's a movie called Fat Man, and Mel Gibson plays Santa. Let me read you the quick synopsis real quick. A rowdy, unorthodox Santa Claus is fighting to save his declining business. Meanwhile, Billy, a neglected and precocious 12-year-old, hires a hitman to kill Santa after receiving a lump of coal in his stocking. So, I'm assuming...
That's all I need to hear.
Yeah, exactly. I'm assuming nobody has seen Fat Man, right?
12-year-old.
Yeah, 12-year-old hires a hitman.
I haven't.
Oh, never heard of it.
Yeah, and the hitman is Walter Goggins.
What year is this one?
This is 2020.
It's
Walter
Goggins.
Goggins. Yeah, the hitman is
2020
Walter
is
Goggins, which I like Walter Goggins. He's a great character actor. Goofy guy.
He's in the show Assistant Principals.
That's right. He's the
on
assistant
HBO.
principal. Yeah,
he was pretty good in that one.
But he was also in the Hateful Eight.
Is in Righteous
Gemstones.
Yes,
Yeah,
he was in
plays
Righteous Gemstones. Yeah,
Baby Billy.
Uncle Billy.
Yeah.
Or Baby Billy. Yeah,
Uncle Baby Billy.
Baby Billy.
Yeah, Uncle
yeah,
Baby
that's
Billy.
right.
I love Baby Billy.
Yeah,
he's good.
I love him in the
Yeah.
Principal show though. On HBO. He's fantastic.
So
in
real
that
quick,
show.
let's check out some of the trailer here so we can get an idea what Fat Man's all about.
I'm doing wrong. I've lost my influence. Maybe it's time I retired the coat.
You still have it.
Tired the coat.
Kids with a deer rifle put 2 holes in the sleigh, one in me. All I have is a loathing for a world that's forgotten.
It's an emo Santa.
The United States military would like to procure your services.
This is a one-time deal, gentlemen. How are you, Mike? Nicole and the kids are well, I hope.
Where are you?
I'd like you to kill Santa Claus.
Oh my god.
I'm looking for the fat man.
You can't be serious.
Yeah,
This looks fantastic.
This is what people actually think of me. Christmas is a farce. I am a joke.
What's the purpose of your visit?
Hunting. I'm gonna kill some things.
There is a rising number of our youth making poor decisions.
I want the big man's head.
Severed heads rot, they mold.
Then I want his beard.
I'm not shaving off a dead man's beard.
Your workers.
So yeah, so
Oh my
that's a little
gosh.
bit of the
Tell
trailer of
it.
Fat Man. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, look forward to it.
I'm excited about that one.
No, not
Yeah.
about the
Ginger
Ginger
Dead
Dead
Man.
I thought it said based on a true story for a second
No.
on one of those like transitions they did. It said real something. I thought it was, my brain said based on a real.
Well, I mean, John, did somebody hire a hitman to kill you?
Know of. I mean, I had to take a few out the other day, but I thought they were just overzealous fans.
Do you have life insurance?
Just Santa fancy.
Lots of life insurance, yeah.
There you go.
And Santa
well.
Claus, he's got the moon.
I just got to go, and I'm off.
Yeah. So basically, that's going to be, I think, the order that we're going to do the movies in. So the first week of December, coming out on that Saturday, we're going to be reviewing A Christmas Story Christmas. That's not me having a stroke. That's the actual title. And then the other movie is going to be The Ginger Dead Man, which I'm looking forward to that. And then also we're going to wrap it all up with Fat Man. So I think it's going to be some fantastic films that we're going to be doing December. What do you guys think?
Fun month.
I think
It's
so.
gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's not your granny's rom-com Hallmark movies. So that's good.
No, it's not.
Like 4 Christmases.
Oh god. Yeah.
Speaking of Hallmark, I wonder how many new Christmas movies Hallmark is doing this year.
No Vince Vaughn.
Oh god. Probably a ton, I imagine.
4 Christmases is actually a kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. It's fun.
Yeah.
40
this year.
40,
yeah,
which
they
is
just
not.
churn.
I remember there was one year there was over 100. They did.
Oh my god.
And I don't remember what year it was. They did a lot of. Oh wait a second. Hold on.
Is that just 40 in the first week? No.
It might be.
Oh my god, no.
It might be. It's. I've never heard of this website, but if they're lying, I'm lying.
There any more chats, Kyle?
Say 400 upcoming Hallmark Christmas movies 2022.
We have a couple on here from
There's no way.
69 Mega. That's a bot.
Oh yeah. What did she say?
Saying find love or stop watching Stream Love.
Oh,
we'll
get her.
Just general good
yeah.
work advice.
I mean,
Get a number?
heaven forbid we stand on the way of true love. I mean,
yeah. Get that
Well,
bot serial number from me.
I did ask the question, how's the audio out there? And Melissa said audio is good.
Okay, well, good.
Nice.
Everybody
good.
can hear us just fine.
Great.
At the very end of the show.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll figure out all that. So,
it was on.
Yeah,
mute
no,
the
don't
whole
say
time.
that. Don't say that.
We've done it.
Yeah,
kind of.
So, I think that's going to be the end for this episode. I hope you enjoyed our first live stream. If you haven't yet, make sure you go and check out our 2 reviews for Hustle and Trouble with the Curve. Let us know what you think. Make sure you subscribe to us. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. I think we're almost there. We might do something nice for our 1,000th subscriber. Who knows? I don't know yet. We'll figure that out.
So what are we at currently?
We're at 26 more. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What are we
We're
at?
at 974. Yeah.
974. So okay, we're almost
Yep.
there. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully we'll see you for our December Christmas season, our month of Christmas movies, and we'll see you then. So thanks everybody, and have a good holiday if you observe Thanksgiving and all that. So bye.
Thanks for
See you
watching,
guys.
See ya.